Welcome to Multiple Streams by Any Means. Today we're interviewing a very special guest. She's a wife. She's a multifaceted serial entrepreneur. We've got Leelah Brown. How you doing?
Thank you. I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm doing okay. All right, so for number one, where you from?
I'm from Southern California.
Southern California. What city?
Compton, California.
Compton? City of Compton? Okay, how was Compton growing up?
I wouldn't know because I was homeschooled, and so my mom and dad had us in a bubble. So even though we lived in Compton, we didn't really live in Compton. We didn't operate on the streets and all that stuff. My mom and dad were very sheltered. So that's why I don't like telling people, because they're like, "Oh, you're from Compton?" And I'm like, "No."
I mean, it's from your angle, because I mean, I'm from College Park, and I feel like I grew up a little different than the average hoodlum on the block that I grew up on. So that's what's up. So you're homeschooled? You have any siblings?
Yes, 10.
You got
I'm one of the 10.
Y'all all got homeschooled?
The last 3.
The last 3? I was gonna say, okay, y'all had one big school.
My mom and dad was trying to change it in the middle.
Okay. What? Any reason in particular you were homeschooled?
It was a lot of religious beliefs, because my mom and dad wanted us to make sure that we had a good education, we had the right people teaching us, our environment was good. It was just a lot of factors, and I do cherish it to this day.
So you were homeschooled from kindergarten, K through 12. So no extracurriculars for you? Okay.
No running, no sprinting, no basketball, no track, none of that.
Okay.
I was working in my parents' business, and that's the thing. That was the trade-off. So my mom and dad had a bakery.
They had a bakery?
They had a bakery.
Oh, wow. A bakery. So did they operate from the household? Because I know you said you were homeschooled. So were they at the house?
Well, we was at the business. So
the business.
Yeah.
I got you.
The bakery, it was the bakery. And then for like 2 years, they did open up their own school. So technically, I went to private school for like 1 year.
Oh no, who opened?
My mom and dad. When I tell you, I get it from them.
I was gonna say the apple don't fall from the tree.
No, and I'm saying, like, we had a jazz lounge, they had a bookstore, they had the bakery. When I say it's because of them.
You guys were very affluent. Yeah. So you know how to bake?
So that was one of my first businesses. I was a mobile caterer.
A mobile caterer.
So I would go to the farmers markets. I would just set up at different pop-ups and just sell cakes, pies, cookies.
A lot of that corresponds with a lot that you do now, as far as being in the delivery services and just dealing with these different. That's what's up. Would you recommend homeschool to anyone? Like, would you recommend? So you would recommend homeschool, being a product from it? Like, you would encourage homeschool?
Yeah, and if we're ever blessed, me and my husband, I do want to homeschool. But I want to add some extracurriculums.
Like what?
Just something so they can have some type of social skills afterwards.
Okay.
Because, I mean, you would never know I was homeschooled.
No, I did, but it's very funny you say that. I met a lot of homeschool people, and like they're a little awkward, socially awkward. You know, like it's like they surprise people are talking to them, and it's kind of like they get like real, like it takes them a while to get comfortable with people.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Now, that's what's up. That's what's up. I'm glad you broke through that, you know, and became the affluent person that you are today. That's what's up. So you said you have 10 siblings?
I'm the second to the last.
You're second to the last? Okay.
Yep.
Second to the last. So you're the baby, one of the babies. Who's the youngest? A brother or brother?
Sister. Yeah.
Okay.
We 3 years apart.
Okay. All right. So no sports? Like, did they have you into any sports?
No, that's the crazy part. So we always had like a big backyard. So our pastime was basketball. So it was Chicago Bulls fans, and then there was Laker fans.
Okay.
So when we get out on the court, it used to be 2 against 2. So it was 4 of my 10.
So you Lakers or the Bulls?
I was the Bulls. I was the Bulls.
See, I like Michael Jordan. I don't like Kobe.
I was like Jordan.
She ain't like Kobe.
Nah.
Okay. All right. So your first business was when you worked within your parents' business at the bakery.
And then once I ventured off, that was one of the first businesses I started. So like around 24ish, 23. That's when I started the mobile catering business.
Okay. Were you did you go to college?
I did.
Where'd you go to school?
I went to Long Beach City.
Long Beach?
Long Beach City College. It was out there in Southern Cali.
Okay.
And I went for nursing.
Okay.
I was getting ready to enroll in nursing school.
Uh-huh.
And then I said, this is not for me.
But you still found a way to tap into the medical industry.
Yeah. I didn't think about it till you just said that.
Yeah.
I did not think about that.
I'm just putting two and two together. That's what's up. All right, so you said you were going to school and nursing wasn't for you or school wasn't for you?
Both.
Okay. Because you learned
nursing wasn't. I felt like I was going to school just because, hey, I was out and about, you know, I finished K through 12, I graduated, and I kind of wanted to do a little exploring.
you want to get social.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, do some learning.
You wanted to be
know
normal,
some-
but you found out that being above being a regular person just wasn't for you.
Oh, that
Just
was
going
for sure.
Going the regular path just wasn't for you.
Because I've always had a side hustle. Like at that time, I was going to school and I was flipping cars.
Ah, man, that sound like myself. We got some stuff in common. I was doing the same thing. So like public auctions.
They're kind of, you have to have your dealer license. So
Okay, I actually did that as well. Like I was when I was in college, I had quite a few hustles, but the two legal hustles that I can tell you are I'm a reseller, so I was selling things on eBay, but I would also go down to like a public auction because my first car I got from a public auction. $500.
Nice.
Wrecked it. The insurance company gave me $1,200.
Oh.
And I sold it to somebody for $300. You know what I'm saying? So
that's where it started.
yeah. So like I actually tried to do the dealer's license thing, but just I didn't go about it the right way because I was competing. I found myself competing with like dealers,
Yes.
and like the dealers were just pretty much running their cars that they
Yes.
couldn't sell through there. And it was always better for me to go to the public auctions. But enough about me. So all right. So after you say okay, school, like, cause I mean, let's just be honest, man. You learn way more just growing up within the business and running the business as opposed to what they can try to teach you in school. Like, and it's like I'm not saying school is bad, but it's like if you want, you know, maybe if you want to be a big time consultant, you know, for a corporation or somebody or whatever, it might make sense. But all right. So look, you in like what semester or what year did you say I'm just done with this?
The end of 2. So I did all of my prereqs. I did everything to get into nursing school. All I had to do was apply. And it was so funny. I had just met my husband.
Oh, okay.
And he wasn't my husband then.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's all
Right.
manifestation.
Yes.
He was always there. Yeah, I just didn't have the legal paperwork.
That part.
Yeah.
And so we got to the point to where I was like, I don't think that this is for me. I loved helping people, and I thought that was the only way. And I found it in other ways.
It sounded like this guy was it sounded like he was an influence when it came to that decision. Okay.
He was.
That's
He was
what's
an
up.
influence, a positive influence.
Was he in school at the time?
No, he wasn't in school.
Okay. Makes sense. All right, so look. All right, after you leave school, what was the next step?
Then it was like another job after another job after another job.
Okay.
I probably had about 10 jobs in 1 year. But then I always had a hustle. So I always had the next hustle I had or business was the Amazon drop shipping / FBA. So during the time of me, you know, moving from job to job, I got into Amazon. And I didn't really know that it was good for me because I learned how to process Amazon orders or whatnot. So then I took that skill when it came time when I wanted to open my Amazon store. And I did the whole reselling, the retail arbitrage. Then I went to FBA, which is fulfilled by Amazon.
You know, this is my business. If you look at my bio, that's what I do.
So we speaking the same language.
We speak the same language. I do Amazon. I just started, this is my first week on Walmart as a Walmart seller. And it's been better for me as far as like electronics and things of that nature. So it's crazy you say that, but you actually did drop shipping?
I did retail arbitrage, which is you buying stuff from big box stores and then I'm reselling it.
Yeah, I know.
Then I was like, I can't compete with these Prime people, these 2-day Primes. So that's what I had Amazon fulfill it. So I would just buy it,
to the warehouse.
send it in.
Yeah.
And so that right there taught me, honestly, a lot of the skills today because I know how to package products for Amazon. And once we get to government contracting, that's also another thing I do within the medical industry.
Yeah, and that's it's crazy. I'm on sam.gov right now. I just registered for Sam like this week. I just registered with sam.gov. We speaking the same language.
I love it.
This ain't no coincidence. Yeah, I'm feeling okay. Nah, that's what's up. That's what's up. Yes. All right, yeah. So definitely, that's how I moved too. You know, like I said, I've been doing eBay since college, flip cars, and I was always just like, what can I? Like, I'm good at finding and flipping things or whatnot. And like I say, like I've been on Amazon for like, let's just say, for quite a few years, but I've been going pretty hard with it for like about 3 or 4 years. Recently, like this week, I just started selling on Walmart. Just got like my first like 10 orders. Yeah, just like I left UPS on the way here because I still fulfill some products myself. But when it comes down to like the clothing and stuff like that, just like the stuff I hate packaging up because it's gonna take too much time on my day, or just, you know, I'm sometimes I mess, like, I'm not saying I mess any orders up. Yeah, I've messed orders up. I've shipped this to this person, and you know what I mean?
It happens.
Yeah, it happens. You know what I'm saying? If you don't, especially like myself, I don't have a partner or whatever helping me out. So so does your husband get involved in any of the businesses that you had, or was he just pretty much doing his own thing?
That's what I like about us, is that we help each other out. So
I love it.
We have businesses that we operate together. Then there's stuff that we dabble and dabble, that is our passions, and then we help the other one. Like my husband is a comic book creator. For the last 2 weeks, we were vending at malls, setting up, selling his comic book. Now this week, he supported me. I
love it. I love it. That's what's up. Real things still exist.
Yes.
You know, it's not all social media. Do you feel like so how long have you guys been married?
11 years, going on 12.
Okay. All right. I'm just trying to figure out what happened. Like, we don't see that many. We don't see that like how that works. Is more so like, it seems like nowadays it's more like a what can you do for me, and
yes,
and what do you bring to the table conversations. Like I don't know. What do you think is missing?
It's upbringing, I think. I think that has a lot to do. I honestly think that's how I flourish in business as well. It's all about your environment. Who was you around? Who taught you? Now, yeah, it could be a negative. You can turn that negative into a positive. But when it's a positive environment, oh my gosh.
Man, you don't think social media had anything to do with I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because I just know because I'm still in a free world as far as dating. You know what I'm saying? I'm not hitched yet, so I don't know. I mean, I was just having this conversation with the production manager or whatever. I think social media just kind of.
It depends on how you use it. Because I met my husband on MySpace.
For real? Well, MySpace was still legit. You know, I think Instagram is.
It's no MySpace then, for sure.
MySpace.
I'm not looking. I wouldn't suggest anyone to look for love on Instagram.
Nah. But you know, but you can look for information. Yes. I just feel like when it comes down to it, like you were saying, like you want to make sure that you're using social media as a tool versus versus a vice.
I agree.
Yeah. How important do you think dating is when it comes down to entrepreneurship, or is it important?
I think that it depends on the person. It depends on that person's perspective and what they want. You know, maybe for a male, they may say getting to the bag is more important. Some women may say the opposite, or another woman would agree to the same statement. I just think it's all about what is it that you want.
Nah, that's what's up. I love the perspective, and then you know, I rather take notes from someone that's actually, you know, married as well as entrepreneurial. You know, because there's a lot of information out there that can be misleading. But going back to to your business, okay. All right, so you transitioned from being a reseller. Did you immediately jump into government contracting?
No, government contracting came because I had started another business in 2020. Yeah,
in 2020.
Yeah, so the height of the pandemic, I was like, I gotta start something that's gonna withstand the current pandemic.
Yeah.
Or another one.
Yeah.
So I started a vending machine business.
Okay.
And then I started teaching it.
Okay.
One of my mentees was like, you got to get into government contracting. And I was like, what is that? And then she told me about this much of information, and that's all I needed.
That's all you needed.
That's all I needed. I found vending machine contracts galore.
That's amazing. I think I look up to you guys. That's what's up though. Did you actually listen to a mentee? Like you don't see a lot of people listening to their mentees like that. You know, some people just feel like they can only be receptive to certain people when it comes down to information. So you was able to, and then they gave you a nugget that you use to find vending machine contracts galore. What were you selling your vending machines?
Oh, I mainly did drinks. Now I did have a couple of snacks, but I don't like snack machines. That's just my preference. I would only invest towards the end, just drinks.
That's what's up. So you found government contracts for agencies that needed vending machines? That's what's up. All right. So if someone wanted to get in a government contract, you got any tips?
Again, it depends on where you want to go into. So there's so many different sectors. The sector that I went into was the medical supply side for products. Now, yes, you can sit there and fulfill a lot more products, but that's usually my number one. I look at other things, but my number one is just medical products. And then, yes, you can find them on sam.gov, but I go on DIBS. It's DIBBS, and that's where you find thousands of not just medical, but almost anything on there that the government needs to fulfill. Exactly.
That's what's up. So when it comes to contracts, you were always like a reseller. You never did like a service, like the service providing?
Oh, I did.
Okay.
So the following year, we opened up an event studio. That's where we met Neil. And so opened that, wanted to upgrade the space with, chairs, tables, throne chairs, all the luxury. But I was still building our business credit.
Right.
So I told myself, you need to create something where you can generate some income without having to pay someone back. I didn't mind doing the business credit, but I didn't have it right then and there. So what I did was I was working on my second ebook. I had wrote an ebook, 30 Ways to the Bag in 30 Days. And when I was researching it, I told myself, whatever business that you put in here or the 30 businesses, you're going to have to actually document it and do it.
Document the process.
Yes. So I said I wanted the business that had the lowest entry barrier as far as investment, where I can still run my events-based business and my other businesses. I needed the freedom. So when I was researching how to 30 Ways to the Bag in 30 Days, I found Medical Courier. I was like, this is familiar because in 2018, when I left Amazon, I started Ubering and I started Lyfting. And then I started DoorDashing. Then I started Instacarting.
Yep.
And then fast forward to 2022, I found Medical Courier. I bought into somebody's program just because I always believe that a mentor is important. They know more than you. Take what you can get that you need, leave the rest. So I got my mentor. Bam, we're in the event space business. And then I said, hey, let's document it. And I just started to show my process. I was making anywhere from $300 to $600 a day. Driving a car. We rented a car. That's the crazy thing. We didn't even use our own car. We rented a car.
And I was doing that.
No, heck no. So I was doing that 3, 4, sometimes 5 days a week. I needed my weekends open. And the key thing is you need to get on demand because that gives you the flexibility to say, hey, I want to work when they call or I don't want to work versus hourly. You got to show up Monday morning at 9 no matter what. I didn't want that. It just reminded me of a 9 to 5. I didn't want to go back to that. So after 2017, 2018, I told myself I never wanted to go back into the 9 to 5. Independent contracting work, doing medical courier, I didn't say that was the same thing because I can do it on my own time.
Yeah.
So when I did medical courier, I did the event space, and then I said, I don't want to drive no more. It's too much traffic in LA.
Yeah.
It's not the pandemic no more.
Yeah.
Oh, so I was like, how can I stay in the medical industry without driving? And I didn't want employees. I didn't want nobody to say, hey, I'm not going to go drop something off like me. So I said, I need to do something that I can fulfill it and then get paid.
Right.
So I found the product side. The product side really mimics a drop shipping almost because you can't drop ship, but it's the concept. It's the idea of finding a product, seeing if it's viral, and then posting it and selling it. But over here, we don't have to find the product because they already tell us what the product is.
Yeah.
You're just finding the supplier.
Yeah. That's what's up. That's dope. Shouts out Nehemiah Davis.
Yes.
You know, he's a great mentor. Someone I definitely look up to in the entrepreneurial space. What type of tips would you advise anyone that's looking for a mentor? Like, you know, because there's a lot of people out there that consider themselves mentors, but everyone's not worth giving your money to, you know, until you do some research. So what tips would you have as far as like choosing a good mentor?
That one's gonna be difficult. It's because you're not gonna find out until you try. I paid into some mentorship. That was a waste. I can't say it was a total waste. I did almost every mentor. I got something from them. So I can't say it was a total waste. But once I started going to YouTube University and familiarizing myself with some of the basics, and I did see, you know, some mentors, I just took a leap. I sat there and invested as much as I was comfortable with.
Yeah.
And I grew. So there were times that I invested 47 to 97. There were times I invested 500, 2,500. It just grew. Once my business grew, the income grew, I reinvested.
Yeah.
So it's kind of difficult to say how you watch or how you steer. Kind of just have to take that faith. It's all about the journey and entrepreneurship.
Yeah, and as far as investing, don't invest out of your budget. I don't care what anyone tells you, like, because, you know, some people talk a good game and, you know, they'll make you feel bad if you just kind of hesitate. But I say think it through. And I like how you said YouTube University, because for the most part, I feel like the best mentors I bumped across have a lot of, they give you a lot of free gems on YouTube, the way you can start the rabbit hole process yourself. And then sometimes people will look at, they might look at you and say, "Oh, I can do it," but at the same time, what you're doing is for you're going to be able to help a lot of people. But if you don't have like certain skills, as far as like, if you're not good at finding, if you're lazy, you're not, you know, for the most part, most people are lazy and they're looking for a shortcut. All right, so you've been doing the event space, and then you tapped into event Courier. So you actually teach others how to get into the not event courier, medical courier.
Yes.
You teach others how to get into the medical courier space as well, right?
Yes. So I currently am getting ready to host a medical courier profit challenge. And basically it teaches you how to not just start the medical courier, but the supply side. And then it also teaches you how to make that first $300 to $600 a day with your vehicle. And the reason why I did it like that is because, let's just keep it 100. Bills has to be paid, and it takes money in order to make money. So instead of you saying, "Hey, I want to go to the medical supply and do government contracts," I'm gonna be really, really realistic and say, let's make money now. Let's make $300 to $600 a day. Once you can pay your bills, or if it's extra side money, reinvest it. You know, invest in your business, create your entity. These are things that you need in order to start bidding on these contracts, because your business has to be registered. You can't be coming in there as a sole prop saying, "Hey, can you give me a contract?"
That's what's up. For anyone that wants to get into the medical courier space, give us a few tips. Or, you know, maybe and also tell people how to get into how to enroll in your challenge and when the challenge is.
Okay, so I would say one of my main tips, and it's kind of simplistic, but it's real, is being consistent. You have to, I know a lot of people say consistency is key, but it really is in this business. It's because, think about it. If I'm going on sites like Indeed, CB Driver, the CLDA, in order to find these contracts, what if they just post them and they're gone in 24 hours or 48 hours, and you're checking once a week? You're not consistent. You really have to check these sites every single day and apply. It took me 4 weeks to land that $600 contract a day. 4 weeks of applying. That was over 100 applications. But it wouldn't have happened if I wasn't consistent. So that's the foremost thing, is be consistent. Apply, apply, apply. And then when you finally get your contract, continue applying, because I'm all about stacking. So even though I can make $600 a day off on one contract, I'm still over here adding my apps. So I'm adding all Dispatch It, Rapid-Us. These are apps that you can add simultaneously with these routes to increase your $600 a day to an $800 a day to a $1,000 a day. So I'm never promoting just one courier route. No, at one point I had 2 routes and about 5 apps.
All right. So look, So for anyone if we're talking fast, medical courier, basically they're basically like DoorDash for medical supplies,
Yes.
such as maybe COVID testing kits or I'm not
Medication.
sure, medication, things of that nature. They basically deliver medicine or medical devices.
I never was able to deliver medical devices. What I was delivering was medical bags that had blood specimens in it. That was all I delivered. So I would pick up empty bags and then go to different clinics and they fill up the tubes with blood. Then I would pick those up and then take it to the headquarters of the hospital so they can test it. They don't test, like, let's just say your blood needs to be tested. They don't test it at the clinic. They test it at like
The lab.
The lab.
Yeah, they send it to the lab. That's what they do.
And that's where we come in at. That's why I tell people what we do can never go away. If you have hospitals, if you have clinics, if anything, it required more of us, especially during COVID, because they needed to process those COVID, because a lot of them was blood. They weren't just swabs in the mouth. It was blood.
Yeah, so you gotta, I feel like as you're doing this, I guess they have some type of like training as far as how to make sure everything is done safely and correctly and things of that nature?
Yes, so I did take like a 2-hour HIPAA class online, but it didn't do anything as far as preparation for the job. They actually threw me in there. And I was great. I was so happy that I know how to like get on track. And I was able to go in there, figure out the job because I had no trainer. They're supposed to, but I did it.
Yeah. All right. So look, in order to be a medical courier, do you have to I know you can secure a contract, but are there any like apps that you can, like, I think you were saying apps, like, are there any apps that you can use and just kind of register for it where you'll get a call, or it's all done on a contractual basis? Because, you know, this type of stuff is kind of sensitive, like as far as for one, people's information, right. Like depending on like if it's connected to a blood or a saliva sample or whatever. And well, yeah, I get do you have to secure a contract, or there are like apps that you use that have you create a profile?
I suggest that you should secure a contract because most of your contracts are steady. Whereas the apps, once you apply, you just turn on the app when you're ready to work. And then if there's work, you'll get it. So it's not like, oh, you have to work this. But with your route, especially if it's not an hourly route, it's on demand, you work when they tell you. And that's if you pick up the phone. That's if you bid on it and you're like, I don't like the price. Because there were a couple of times that I bid on some contracts and I was like, these mileage and what you're paying is not mathing. And then I countered it. I didn't get what I wanted to get. And then we just parted ways. But it didn't mean that they weren't calling me the next day or the next week for other opportunities.
Yeah, it just what didn't fit it just didn't fit what you had going on.
That's why I say the goal is to have multiple
streams.
Because at any given point you want to be like, if this route not hitting, maybe this one and this app. Because it all depends. Timing is very important. Because like, let's say you're like, okay, I'm gonna turn on these apps at 8 p.m. at night. Yeah, you're probably not gonna find anything.
Yeah. And you know, if you do find something, it's gonna probably come from the trauma center. And you might be delivering a finger. And I'm just joking.
Honestly, if I did deliver a finger, don't you know that those contracts pay better than the ones that you just deliver in the blood specimen?
Oh. Sound like some mafia type business if you ask me, delivering fingers. No, I'm just joking. I'm joking. All right, so look. So I know. All right, so you can have a contract, and then and you said you can have like more than one contract. So when it comes to the contracts, is it very time sensitive, or how does one won't interfere with the other unless you, or is that all how you schedule it?
You do have to have time management.
Time management.
Yeah,
okay.
So I'm not opening apps at any given time if I know I have a route that needs to be there at, let's say, 8 a.m. My route takes priority. If I have dead time, if I have time that I'm waiting for them to send me another route, then I'm turning on my apps because I just don't like dead time. If I'm out here in these streets, I need to be making money at every single second. So if I'm not, that's why I like to have apps in the back of my pocket. There are times that I won't turn on the app because my main route or my main 2 routes kept me busy. You're only using it to maximize your earning potential.
Does your husband ever go on any routes with you?
Yes.
Oh, he does?
So there was at least 6 months to where we were doing it together. So those $600 days, that will require being at our job site at 8 a.m. and then 6 p.m. So there were times where I'll drive half the day and then he'll drive the other half. And then when I'm driving, he's navigating, trying to get some apps and vice versa. But you can do it without a partner. I don't want to say that you can't.
No, of course. You can. Of course. Now, that's what's up. I think what I'm getting from this, and I'm just speculating that, love can be found as far as like, people that are busy and entrepreneurial, but y'all got to be able to support each other and make it make sense. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like a lot of times things are one-sided, or sometimes people don't want to involve people in their business, or well, for the most part, I like that. I love the synergy you guys have, and I wanted to say, when was your challenge? When is your challenge?
You can get all the details in the link in the bio. It is my my Courier. Oh, sorry, you're gonna have to drop this because we just changed the name.
Okay.
So you can click the link below and grab a ticket for the Medical Profits Challenge below.
Okay, and will there also be a link in your bio? How did they find you on social media?
Leelah __
Leelah _Brown, and it'd be a link. Okay, now this is dope, man. So that's what's up. I really love loving this conversation. So, all right. So what else do you do? I guess I should say.
Well, if I'm not doing the events-based business or the medical career / government contracting or mentoring people, coaching people, I'm helping my husband with his business.
Okay. All right. No, that's dope. And he's in a music comic book.
Yes, he created his own comic book.
What's it called?
General Joshua.
General Joshua? Mm-hmm. What is it about? Got a superhero?
Yeah, there is a superhero main character, yeah.
Okay.
But he's not in like no tidy whities or anything like that.
Of course not. Of course not. Yeah, no, that's dope. When I say what else, all right, so I guess I'm just more so understanding because I did view your profile. I did see medical courier, so you also teach people how to secure contracts for the government to sell products to them as well, right?
Yes.
And you pretty much stick in the medical field. That's pretty much your niche.
It is my niche, but at the end of the day, if I see stuff like hand sanitizer, janitorial supplies, I'm going to try and bid on that because I don't want to box myself in. Because when you go on these sites, you'll see thousands and thousands of contracts, and they're not all medical.
Yeah, of course. You got to really skim through them. You familiar with the movie War Dogs?
That's the movie I tell all my mentees to watch.
I just watched it the other day.
It's
like
so
when I was
long.
Because I was having login issues with sam.gov, and I was like waiting on their call back. And that's like a site that you can use to, find these contracts. And that's the movie that's one of my go-to movies, just to kind of keep me inspired, because I saw how they went from, just him, then he brought his friend on board, and then they had a whole business set up. All right, so like how much on a low end, if someone wanted to get into that, like how much money would they have to save up? Because these contracts aren't for free for the most part. And these contracts aren't free, but like how much money would you recommend someone start off with if they're trying to sell medical supplies to the government?
That's why I like Dibs. Because unlike Sam, it's different on the service side. You can still get products on that side. But on Dibs, you do not have to sit there and invest tens of thousands of dollars that you don't have. You can start with $100. Heck, you can start with $50 because there's contracts on there that is just one product, that one quantity. So you're not sitting here trying to over there get 1,000 sutures. You can sit there and go after smaller contracts and then reinvest.
Okay.
Reinvest.
Okay. All right. So all right. Before we wrap this up, I just want to kind of break down all the information that you have available, because this information is very, very, very useful. With the economy and everything, it's not always easy to stay on your, it's you always have to find multiple streams of income in order to kind of supplement yourself and live the lifestyle that's mandatory, because we all need food, water, and shelter. Yes. So you have what type of information do you have available to your new students, potential students, your followers and things of that nature? What do you offer? I know we have a challenge coming up, and we're going to drop that link below. But along with the challenge, do you have anything else, any ebooks, courses, things of that nature?
I would really suggest everyone just go to my Instagram and TikTok, which is Leelah_Brown, where I give out tons of free information. I give out apps that you can use to start making money. I give out medical courier companies and partners that you can make money with. It's the sky is the limit. I give out a lot of free content. So follow me on TikTok and Instagram, Leelah_Brown.
Okay, give us a few apps and websites that they can go about, as we wrap this up. What's a few apps that they can use as far as a medical courier? You can just give me 3 or 2 or 3.
I say Courier. I say Freight. Dispatch It. Rapid Us.
Rapid Us. Rapid Us.
Rapid Us.
Rapid Us.
Grab My Bag.
Grab My Bag.
Those are for people that just want to work and deliver baggages that people might have left or lost at the airport.
Yeah, I got a buddy of mine that does that. That's what's up. And anyone that wants to sell medical products to the government, give us a few websites.
Your number one is going to be Dibs. Dibs is going to be your number one. You can locate and see the contracts now. You just can't bid on them. Mm-hmm. So I like that. There's Unison Marketplace, but you can't view the contracts until you register with SAM, then register with them. Mm-hmm. The only thing with some of these government agencies and whatnot, you have to start off with SAM. If you don't register with them, you can't register with Dibs. So I tell everyone SAM, then Dibs. Okay.
All right. So for any of these, do you have to have any special licensing or anything like that to get started?
That's the greatest thing.
Okay.
No licensing. No certification.
Just driver's license if you're going to be driving around.
Yeah,
that's
but technically you don't even need that if you do the medical supplies.
Ah, man, that's what's up. All right, so give the people anything else you want to add before we wrap this conversation up?
Stay consistent. Just go after your purpose. Mm-hmm. We all have it. It's not behind the desk.
Okay. All right, remind them one last time where they can find you at.
You can find me on TikTok and Instagram, Leelah_Brown. That's LEELAH_Brown.
Okay. All right, well, there you have it, the medical courier GOAT. I'm definitely going to take notes myself because we're kind of in the same industry. He's kind of dabbled a little further with certain things than I have, but I'm definitely a new student, new fan of Leelah, and I'm going to check your husband's coming book out. I love a good read. I love a good read.
Thank you.
And this just been another episode of Multiple Streams by Any Means. And remember, good things go to those that hustle.
Yes.